Timer board. We know complementary angles sum to be 90. So the angle and its complement have to sum to 90 degrees. The two angles together have to add to be 90. So if the original angle is 10, what would the complement be? Marquise?
80.
80. 90 minus 10 is 80. The supplement of 20 would be? Marquise? 70. Very good. See if you can complete the rest of them and see if you can come up with an expression using numbers and x to represent the last row. It's like a rule we could use for any angle. Expression to represent the complement of any angle x, that's x degrees. An expression, an algebraic expression is something like 2x plus 5 or 3x minus 2. The last row, you're going to have something with an addition, subtraction, multiplication with x and a number. So you can come up with an expression to represent that. Think about what you did to find the other numbers. Follow that pattern to complete your expression. All right, we should have gotten 45, 30, 15, and 5, which I saw a lot of those. But I see a lot of you stumped on the expression for the complement. So how did we find this number? We did 90 minus 10 was 80. 90 minus 20 is 70. Justin?
90 minus x.
Yes. 90 minus 45 is 45. So 90 minus x gets me this number. We don't know what this number is. We don't know what that number is. So we'll just put 90 minus x. I'm going to put parentheses and put a little degree symbol. So any number, any angle I give you, the complement can be found by taking 90 minus the angle. All right, same thing with our supplement. Now let me just go ahead and say, in a word problem, anytime you see the phrase its complement, you're going to use this expression to represent that. So the supplement, these two have to sum to 180. So if the angle itself is 10, 180 minus 10 is 170. 180 minus 30 is 150. 180 minus 60 is 120, and so on. And then the same thing that we looked at with the x column there, we just use the 180 now. So it'd be 180 minus x gets me the supplement, which is 180 minus x degrees. So you want to memorize that anytime you see the phrase its supplement, you will be using this expression. Anytime you see the complement, this is when we don't know what the angle is. All right, sample one, using complements. The complement of an angle. So as soon as you see complement of an angle, you're going to write out the expression that we define to be the complement. 90 minus x. The word is going to represent an equal sign. Like x equals 5, x is 5. Then we see 5 times the measure of the angle itself. So we'll have 5 times its multiplication. The measure of the angle itself, if you go back, the angle itself is just the single variable x. Okay? So every time you see the angle itself, that's just x. Find the angle and its complement. So let's go ahead and make that flow a little bit nicer. We have 90 minus x equals 5x. Solve for x. Now, just make sure you don't mix up the angle and the complement. The angle itself is x. The complement is 90 minus x. So the angle itself is 15. What would the complement be? What would the complement be? $90 minus 15 is, Kale? 75. Just taking that 15, either plugging it back in up here or plugging it over here, and then always double check that the two angles add back to 90, and they do. Okay. The next one is using the supplements. So the supplement of an angle. So the supplement is 180 minus x. 180 minus x is, where is our equal sign, twice as large, that's 2 times, twice as large as the angle itself. The angle itself is just x. See if you guys can solve that equation and find the angle itself and find the supplement. What do we get for the value of x, Maddie? 60. And then what is the value of the supplement, Marquise? 120. 120. Very good. We should have added x to both sides. And divide. Just make sure you don't get this right and then somehow write 30 here. Some people will make the mistake of doing 90 minus 60 instead of 180 minus 60. So just be careful. On the back I have a little one that's phrased a little bit differently. Two angles are congruent and supplementary. So two angles are congruent, meaning they're the same number, and they're supplementary, which means they sum to 180. What would the measure of each angle have to be? Two numbers that are exactly the same, but when added together get me 180. No? 90 degrees. If you wanted to do that algebraically, you could actually do x plus x equals 180, because the same number plus the same number, and then you would get 2x equals 180, and x equals 90. So for those of you that are more algebraically, but on the homework you'll see a couple like this, you just have to think them through. Now let's make the expressions a little bit more complicated. The supplement of an angle. So the supplement, what expression do I use to represent the supplement? Marquise? 180 minus x, and I'm going to use parentheses, is, that's where my equal sign will go in my equation, 30 degrees less than twice the measure of the angle itself. So 30 degrees less than means that I'm going to subtract 30 at the end. Okay, it's not 30 minus, it's 30 less than twice the measure of the angle. So twice is 2 times the angle itself, which would be x. And again, I'm taking 30 less than that, which would be to subtract 30 at the end. So putting that all together, I'm going to have 180 minus x equals 2x minus 30. Now the reason I drop off the parentheses right here is because there's nothing going on outside of them. In some of our other examples, you might see 2 times the supplement where you'd have to distribute a 2. But I'm able to just kind of drop those off since that's the only thing over here. Go ahead and solve for x. Finding the measure of the angle itself and also the measure of the supplement. All right, who can tell me what they got for their angle? This one I haven't heard from yet today. Steven, what'd you get?
Yeah, the angle is 32.
Mm.
Something late.
I think you're on the next one.
Yeah.
Go up one.
Angle is 70.
Yep.
And something 45.
Good. Very good. We should have ended up getting 3x equals 210. Dividing, we get x is 70, and our supplement is 110. He kind of just gave away the answer to the next one, but the next one is our complement of an angle. So complement of an angle is our 90 minus x is, again, that's where our equal sign will go, 6 less than twice the measure of the angle itself. So twice the measure of the angle itself is 2 times x. 6 less than means we're subtracting 6 at the end. We'll go ahead and solve that one by adding x, adding 6, and we should get x is 32. Wait a second, I added x, and I put 2. There we go. So that was the answer Stephen gave us. So this would be our angle is 32, and then our complement should be 58. Now the last one, saving the best for last, has both in it. So the last example will have a complement and a supplement. You just need to be careful that you do use your distributive property appropriately. So 3 times the measure of the supplement of an angle. So supplement is 180 minus x. You want to make sure you use parentheses in this one specifically. 3 times the measure of the supplement is, it's my equal sign. And actually it says is equal to 8 times 8 multiplied by the measure of its complement. And I'm going to put that up here. The complement is 90 minus x. Find the angle, its complement, and its supplement. So when you're solving this, you have to make sure you distribute appropriately on both sides. We'll do 3 times 180, which will get me 540, minus 3x, equals 8 times 90 will get me 720, minus 8x. And then you guys can solve from there however you like, whether you want to add 8x or add 3x. And then we'll subtract and divide. We should get 36. So this one you have to actually find all 3 parts. So the angle itself is 36 degrees. Again, to find the complement, we just do 90 minus 36 to get our 54. And the supplement, we'll do 180 minus 36 to get our 140. So you'll see a couple in your homework that ask you for all 3 parts. See if you guys can try the closure, which is just a little question asking you to identify what the measure of each angle would be if they were congruent and complementary. angles are congruent and complementary, what would each angle have to be? No?
45 degrees.
Good, 45. 90 divided by 2 tells me each of them would be 45. All right, you guys have some time to work on your